Oh my gosh, we are live. Hopefully everybody can hear me.
I think so.
Okay. Hey, you know what? I don't have their pictures, but I'm gonna put their names up here though.
I mean, if you really want, you can put me on.
Do you want to go on camera?
Yeah, I don't care. Sure.
Okay. I can add
Let
you
me,
on here.
let me get all gussied up here.
Or I'll have Kurt's image will be the Walrus logo, since Kurt is Walrus.
Oh, wait a second.
I'll make my picture a bit smaller. La 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 la.
Is
Everyone
there a way
like,
to blur my background?
yeah, there should be in Discord. I don't have
Yeah,
you
change background.
I don't have you on stream yet.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, I need to. How do I do it again? I think I gotta take the window. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. And then I gotta crop it.
Are you streaming on Twitch or YouTube?
On Twitch. Do you need the link?
Okay, I should have it on here already. Maybe it's because it's not up yet.
No, it's
Oh,
up.
there it is. I found it.
Okay. La 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 la. God, now I got that Dominic the Donkey song stuck in my head now.
Dude, you gotta get that out of your head.
I love it though. Thank you for introducing it to me.
You bet. Anything I can do.
It might be probably the best Christmas song.
Uh huh. What you should do is you should open your windows to your neighbors, since you live in a warm place, and just blare it.
Blare the song.
Just blast it out.
Alright, and then we got Dante, Kurt as the Walrus, and then myself. Alright. Alright, we're professional here. Doing everything on the fly. So hey everybody, Zuby here, and I've got with me,
I
Kurt.
still think we're offline.
We're not.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm on Twitch, man.
It's on the Magic with Zuby Twitch.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I do not have access to the Walrus Twitch.
Alrighty.
We should change that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should fix that.
Look, I'll just tell everyone our key, our Twitch key, right here. We can just say it right here in chat, right? Just
Somebody will fix it for us.
Right, I'll just blurt it out.
Should we give people might as well just give people our bank account password too. Like
Exactly.
I don't have a password on mine. Are you supposed to have a password on that?
For the bank?
You know what? I got an idea. Why don't we just
Maybe
why don't
we
we
should
just
talk about that offline, because you should have an online account for it.
just give them the Steam information so they can just crank out their own keys.
Right. Or how about this? You know, everybody wants the game so bad, we give them the Steam information. Here you go.
Yeah.
Make it.
All right.
We're joking.
No,
We're joking. Besides, the game files aren't even up on Steam, so you can.
Sarcasm. We're not trolling.
You wouldn't be able to, like, even if we gave people our Steam account, I mean, they wouldn't be able to do anything. I mean,
nothing really.
shit. Now that I think about it, I was just looking at it today. We have our old bank account hooked up there too.
We should probably change that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we should change that.
Anyway, hold on. And here I am trying to.
Hello, Walrus community. How are you?
I have Kurt sandwiched in between us. That sounds dirty.
Like that. I don't like that at all.
I think you do. I think you do.
I prefer being where I was.
So anyways, hey everybody, Zuby here with Walrus. What's my official title?
I don't know, chief of something.
Yeah. Well, we've got business cards. I've got them somewhere. I'm gonna find them.
Yeah.
And then we've got Kurt, our CEO.
Yep, he is our CEO.
And then Dante, you're the COO, I think.
Currently. Yeah, COO.
We actually don't have a C-suite. We're just We're all I may be the managing partner, but we're all just partners.
Yeah, isn't the official title like senior partner or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Yep. So
now I want to find
titles come and go. It's not a thing.
Yeah, so it's been a while since all three of us have actually been on and done this.
It has.
It's been a hot minute. I think we should. I mean, it's basically the end of the year, right? We only have 22 days till it's 2026, and
yeah, crazy as that sounds.
Or wait, no, 23 days, because 30.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's if you've been following us on Discord and if you've seen our Steam page, we just put up probably our last update for the year on Steam, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I figured we'd do a live stream and just give an update on the company and everything else we're doing, since it's 2025 has not exactly gone the way we were hoping for.
No, it really didn't. 2025. So for anybody who's watching this later, right, as a VOD, it really, both at the company level and at the personal level with each of us, right, 2025 was deeply challenging. And boy, is that an understatement. And those challenges, unfortunately, required us to make certain choices. And when you start making choices, the things that keep the lights on and put food on the table almost always win. So we had to make hard choices, but we've all managed, all three of us and the other people in Walrus have worked through their own issues. And and to be honest and clear, work never ceased. Slowed down a lot, but we never stopped. So there was always a desire, a vision that we would not ever stop doing this. It's just that some things required us to slow down greatly. So
yeah, I'll reiterate. We're not. We have no plans of abandoning this project. Mm-hmm. Not unless somebody came out with something that was exactly what we wanted to do and came to market first. I mean, that would be the only way that we would stop. So.
And did it better than us.
True.
Right. Yeah. And did it better. But we're not seeing that. People have posted a few games that kind of sort of dip their toe into what we're working on, but it's not the same. So
not at our depth.
Not at our depth. What we're trying to accomplish. So we're gonna try again for 2026. We're actively working again on the project, and we're gonna try again. Hopefully, hopefully the insanity of life is either well known at this point or will decrease. Who knows?
That's the
So,
hope, right? Because
mhm.
it's, I mean, you hit the nail on the head, right? That the four main core group, right? We have Lynx, who isn't much of a public facing, but does a lot, very does a lot of work in the back end and all that. Um, all four of us got hit differently in a lot of ways, and it just, I mean, at the end of the day, as much as we wish this could be our full time job, it's unfortunately not right now, and it's,
Yep.
I mean, the goal is to one day, hey, maybe it happens, and that's kind of, I think you're going to
Yeah,
bring
I
up
mean,
something about that, Dante.
yeah, I mean, I hopefully look. I mean, if Netsim does well enough, then maybe some of us are, and then we spin up our next game, and stepping stones kind of a thing. But it's not our full time jobs yet. We want it to be, and I'll reiterate what I posted on Discord on our public channel, about how, like, there are some people in the video game development business or in the media business who might say want to do a Kickstarter or would sell packages. Like, for instance, you could get this great big shiny spaceship skin and whatever, so that when the game, whenever that video game that they're gathering money on in advance ever comes out, you'd have like something unique and interesting, and that's fine. Um, but that's not our style. We really don't want to gather money from our community before we have something to give them in return. That's just called business, and it's called honest business and being an honest broker about things. So, we prefer not to do a Kickstarter on this. We prefer not to, quote unquote, sell packages or, whatever ultimate copy of the game, that
Yeah,
sort of thing in advance. We just want to get this done and published, and then people can start looking at it and determining if they want to purchase it. And if they do purchase it, hopefully they enjoy it. But that's kind of how we want to run our business. We're not, and we're not chasing big corporate investments either. We don't want to take money from an EA or a Microsoft or somebody else and then be beholden to their principles, right? We want to live our own best lives.
yeah.
So that's kind of where we're at financially.
And I've got a question for both of you here because you bring up something really good. Um, and I guess I'm just trying to ask this from someone who would be from the community, right? Had we done a Kickstarter, let's say if we did a Kickstarter last year, somewhere around 2024, would that have honestly sped up production, do you think?
Due to the circumstances, oh,
No.
Kurt, I'll let you go ahead and say it first.
I mean, unless we're hiring people to do the coding, it wouldn't have made a difference. Which I
Yeah.
don't think we've never ever talked about that. I mean, I know that Dante's feeling about running a business is pretty heavily friends and family, right? You get to choose. The good part of having your own company, that your own small company, is you get to choose to work with the people you want to work with. So
Mm-hmm.
we've never really talked about hiring other people, and then that's really the only way we could have sped things up with money.
Yeah, I mean, look, someday, hopefully, right? The company makes enough money and grows sufficiently that we have to hire staff and have, not just friends and family, but people who are just qualified to be there. But that's kind of not right now, and I would really hate to So the other thing I would really not want to do is take people's money, hire people, bring them in, and then we just run out of money, and we got to let them go, right? Because it would be unfair to ask them to work for free, or to work on a potential future revenue, right? That there's companies, and then there's yes, we're a startup, but then there's super startups where you're going to give your free time for that, and we kind of don't want to do that. We're kind of lucky in some regards where we did reach out, but this was us reaching out to some people that we knew, either,
and we thought they would enjoy it.
and
we
they
thought they
thought
would enjoy it.
right, and then because they had talked about openly in front of us, so to speak. We knew that this was something that they might enjoy, at least some aspect of what we're working on, and we were prepared to offer them compensation for some things, and so part of it is soundtracks, music, stings, moments in the game, kind of little 2-minute kind of musical blurbs, that sort of thing. And so we approached this couple of these individuals with we would pony up our own money, and because we'd heard that they would be interested in having their music inside of a video game. That was something new to them, and they all said that they wanted to participate, but they understood where we were, and so it was their conscious effort to say, we don't, we'll worry about compensation later. But it wasn't us approaching them saying, would you be interested in compensation later? Like we had some amount of money to pay for some pieces of music that we wanted. So, they're the ones that turned it down. So, that's fine. Okay. That's them making that decision. But we don't want to ask people outright to volunteer, so to speak. So that's kind of how that plays out.
No, I think that makes a really big distinction, right? Where, and this isn't a shot or call out to anybody who does Kickstarters or early access games or anything. I mean, if that's how you want your business model to be, and if you think you have the community to do that, I mean, great. I just feel, knowing that, I guess I look at it like this. Let's say we did a Kickstarter or early access, right? And, realistically, we could probably, then say, get money to, like you said, hire someone. But then when the money runs out, we have to let them go, or we contract someone. But then it's also not something we exactly want to do, because one, we're not in a position to really manage people right now.
Right.
I mean, and the other thing too is we don't want to take people's money until we know for sure, like, we have a good product that we want to release out there.
And yeah, that's true. That's that. I mean, that's one of our guiding principles in the company, right? We just want to make things that people will find enjoyable, and if it's 10 people, great. If it's 10,000 people, great. We obviously want to make money at it, because that just lets us do more fun things, right? But it's not, we're not trying to become Blizzard or Microsoft or EA or any of those companies necessarily. If it happens, it happens. But we're not, we don't sit around talking like that. What we talk about is what would be a cool game. What features inside the game would be fun to play, right?
You know.
And what do we find annoying inside other games? So that's we're really just focused on fun, on the fun of and the challenges of video games.
Yeah.
So I think we've kind of whipped that to death. But so 10 minutes later to Matt's question, yeah, if we had taken Kickstarter money, given all the challenges that we all faced in 2025, it wouldn't have made much of a difference because we wouldn't have been able to be as hands-on with anybody we hired anyway. And eventually we probably would have had to let them go. And we'd be right back having this discussion right now. So
Yeah.
it would not have worked for us. And I think that's what we see is we try to look at the reality of our situations and know that this is not the time for that. So to Matt's point, for others, it is a good business decision. For us, it is not.
Yeah. And I know we've talked internally about sort of like the process of what we're doing with the game. Um, we're getting to a point. I'll talk about level design, right? Because that's kind of where I'm at. What I've been doing a lot with Netsim is the level design and coming up with the puzzles and stuff. I mean, we're kind of at a point now with the level design, especially the first 9 levels, where the I hate to say rough draft, maybe first iteration of them are kind of done. Now we just need to get them more. I don't know the right word for it, more fleshed out, the lighting done, and the.
Yeah, we're basically somewhere between gray box and a finished level with all the lighting and the right, post process volume to set the right ambiance and the mood and all that kind of stuff, right? So, which, if you know anything in the video game world, especially Unreal, that whole post processing volume is what gives a level that final touch of how you want it to feel, right? It's the touchy feel, it's the feely part of that level. So, we're kind of halfway in between.
Yeah.
I'd asked for questions from the audience right now, but there's
anybody. If anybody in chat has questions about Netsim or just anything really, we can
commercial break.
Commercial break? I mean, I could.
Yep, 1 minute ad. We got an ad break going on.
Uh-oh. See, it does that automatically since I have
it's all right.
So many ads that run.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't. If I was like a Twitch partner or something like that, I'd have better control over ads, but I'm just a peasant.
Yeah.
But yeah, people will be able to watch the full video of this after probably tomorrow at some point. I'll try to get it uploaded.
Okay. Netsim. All right, so let's see here. Let's talk about Netsim real quick, specifically Netsim. So one of the things we're doing is we're sweeping back through all the code we have written and optimizing it. And part of that actually is to take it. We've taken the C++ code for all the back end kind of things, like the how to manage an Ethernet frame. What does an Ethernet frame look like in memory? The port, the device, all those kind of things. We took them out and we actually put them into just like a black box C# console app. And what we're doing is essentially fine-tuning the code there because we can iterate faster in there. And C#'s a lot more error forgiving, right? So if we put some try-catch blocks around things, it'll compile up faster. It's very much more forgiving. Not that you can't do that stuff in C++ either, but it's C++ is much more picky. But we can move quickly through like logic, how to compute something, like for instance, how to compute the CRC for a frame. You know, we can model different ways to represent a frame in memory. So for instance, by pivoting like this, our compile time is just like seconds and our execution time is mere seconds to test something, versus using the Unreal Engine Visual Studio integration. It takes a healthy amount of time to just visualize, to see a small change. And so that really that does slow us down. Nothing wrong with Unreal. Great product. We love it. It's just we're given the fact that we have a limited budget of time, and we're finding ways to accelerate development, and that's one of them, is to just take all the back end out until we're finished with it, and then convert it and put it back in, do some final testing on it. But by doing this, we were able to do a day's worth of work in about an hour this past weekend, and we were able to actually refactor Ethernet frames down so they are literally now just a byte array like they would be on an electronic device. So in memory,
which blows my mind, because you showed it to me last night, and it's like we're really like we're simulating an actual Ethernet frame.
Yeah, the Ethernet frame in the game does not have any functions associated with it, does not carry any baggage. Like it's a class. The frame itself is a class, so it's an instance of a class. But the class literally has one property. It's a byte array, and it's called frame. And that's all it is. It's literally just a sequence of bytes. There's helper classes that manufacture the frames and also consume the frames and interpret them now for the ports. So the ports kind of have these little Ethernet frame factories on them, and they're just producing these arrays of bytes that they're passing along through memory now. So it actually more closely resembles how it's really happening in the real world. And the reason for that is we wanted to keep memory utilization as skinny as possible inside the framework of the memory of the game when it's running. It's not that we can pass. It's not about the speed at which you can hand an object from one port to the wire actor to the other port actor, right? That's just a pointer. And so if the Ethernet frame was fat and bloaty and carried a ton of memory behind it, it would be just as fast to pass that pointer in memory through the chain to the other side as it would be this extra skinny byte array. But when you're talking about a network simulation where you're generating just a lot of frames in memory, right? Those bloaty classes, if the frame class continued to be what it was, right, with a lot of bloaty, functions associated with it and extra memory allocations for is it this kind of frame, is it that kind of frame, what's this, like a construct for the MAC address as a property with all the extra little moving parts of memory, that memory consumption stack gets consumed pretty quick, right? You really start burning through memory fast. So as it is now, we've eliminated all that fluff by carving out something called an Ethernet frame factory and assigning it to the ports. The ports are responsible for either creating a byte array or consuming a byte array and interpreting the frame in the moment, so that we're no longer we no longer have these frames running around in the game that are using more memory than they actually need to be, and that was
Well,
one of
that's
the things
good.
that came. Yeah, and that came out of refactoring it in C#, right? Because I'm sitting there watching memory utilization. There's when you're running a console app, you can, in Visual Studio, you can see how much memory is being used, and they have some basic graphs in there. And yeah, it was, it's a little bloaty. So,
That's awesome.
mhm.
Yeah,
I
I
had a
would.
question. Or sorry, did we finish that one?
Yep, I think we're done.
So there was a question that came up in our Discord channel
Hmm.
about VR.
Like VR or the
Yeah.
goggles VR.
Yep.
Um,
I mean,
boy,
we
I
didn't
don't know.
have any plans for it.
Yeah, we don't really have any plans for VR. Um,
Correct.
at the moment, Um,
I would not be again. I mean, I'm a VR user, right?
hmm
So I do see the how cool that could be, right? Um, we could never make Lynx do it, though. He would try to kill me if I asked him to work on that code.
Well,
So
well,
if we did do it, we would probably hire some VR programmers to do it right.
well,
I,
well,
I
I,
think so.
well, I was gonna say before we even did VR, I think we would need to. I mean, wouldn't we first have to figure out how to get this game working on a controller
Yeah.
first?
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to put controllers, but controller support's not that hard in Unreal.
Well, I'm not. I'm
Um,
not saying it's not hard, but when we think about, and granted, this could be design discussions here, but shit, let's have it anyway. It's because when we think about how we're building the game right now, at least the part that would be very hard to do with the controller would be any of the CLI.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless
it
controller, because we know we are going to have that difficulty where they can like choose a multiple choice of what to put in.
Yeah, I think it gets down into that. I think that if you're going to do VR, it's going to have to. There's going to be game modes that cannot be properly represented, right?
Well, well,
Otherwise, I mean, go ahead.
well, Kurt, you may know this because I think I've used VR for a total of 10 minutes. Doesn't VR also have like virtual keyboards or something?
Yeah, I mean they have like a pointer where you can point at the letter that you want, pull the trigger, and it chooses that. I mean it's slow, but it works.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, is it faster than my uh, what is my Roku? The
Oh, if you're doing it on TV or something.
Probably a little bit faster than that because you can
okay.
point. You can move you can point to what you want and click it.
All right, that's different. That would speed things up. So I'm not opposed to VR. I think that it's, in fact, VR. I think would open up some interesting things, like especially because we have talked about end game, right, for the story mode, the story mode of the game. We've talked about end game, and a VR is perfectly suited for that end game. Not gonna
That's
lie.
true.
Well,
Yeah, that's true.
pie in the sky dream right here. If Paramount is listening, we could be interested in doing a Star Trek DLC where you're having to climb through Jeffries tubes, having to rewire the Enterprise in VR,
Yeah,
and running cables. Like, oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
that is the thing. We could totally do a Star Trek level or a Star Trek version of the game. I mean, it's not inconceivable. Paramount, which is, we're already violating what we said at the beginning of the stream,
Oh yeah, it would be.
right?
Well, hey, this
Yeah.
is after we make our billions and millions.
Oh,
know.
I see. This is post version 1 release. Okay, fair enough.
This is DLC.
DLC territory. All right, yeah.
It would take all the money for the licensing. So
Oh God, you're right. Yeah, 'cause they'd probably want us to do like New Trek, like Lower Decks or Strange New Worlds, which I'm not opposed to that, but I'd want to do like TNG or TOS.
Oh, I'd prefer to do Strange New Worlds, man. That'd be a lot more fun.
I still need to watch season 3. I still haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, they're already teasing out season 4, man.
I know. There's just too much crap to watch right now. That's the problem.
Yeah. So, but yeah,
so VR maybe VR someday.
Yeah.
I think
someday.
VR someday, yes. Like especially like I said, I would even go this far. Like so, like a version 1 release, and then like a version 1.1 or 1.5, where like at certain parts of the game, very much, would be VR. Right, the VR part would fit in really well. Like especially the end of the game, like we talked about, man. That is at least in story mode. The story mode, not the just sandboxy stuff or the simulator simulator kind of stuff, but the actual story mode. Yeah, man. Wow, that would be trippy, wouldn't it? Oh my God.
You have to sit in front of an air conditioning unit when you're in the data center.
Yeah.
You get the same effect.
Yeah, anyone who's been in a data center, you've got those hot and cold aisles where it literally, as the name suggests, it's like you're freezing cold in the cold aisle, and then you need to warm up, you just go in the hot aisle for a little bit. It's
Look at the janky data centers that you've been working in. They have a hot aisle.
They do now, man. They do. They have a hot aisle.
Yeah, it's a thing where because you can't have all the so the cold aisle would be like all the fans would be facing away from that aisle, right? Like the fans of the server and switches and all that, right? And then the hot aisle would be the racks where the fans are sort of facing towards the aisle. And I'm sure there's probably some AC venting thing. I'm not that well versed in HVAC to know all that.
Yeah, there's a couple. I've been in a couple recently, like last couple of years. No, it's been more like 4 years ago. But they do that. What they're trying to do is pull all the hot air from one place and push out all the cold air someplace else, so that they're not trying to air condition the entire room anymore, right?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
And then we will be sure to have some levels where you go in and the AC is leaking, just water on the floor, and
Yep.
Oh, can I tell you a real life scenario that I had to go through for an IDF closet?
Yeah.
So there was a clinic that I used to work for. It had an AC leak, and the clinic never wanted to fix it. Facilities never wanted to fix it. So the maintenance guy rigged up where he got a bucket underneath the AC vent that where it would all collect the water. And what did he do? He then drilled a hole in the drywall to wherever to dump the water out. But he put in a toilet tank flusher, so that it would. I wish I took a picture of it, because you know how like in a toilet tank where the water gets so high it'll just stop.
Yeah. So he put in the whole float mechanism?
Yeah, he put in the whole float mechanism. When it reached a certain height, it would then flush it automatically.
Damn.
Yeah.
That sounds like a whole lot of jank.
It was super janky, but the clinic never wanted to pay for getting a proper AC fix. So that was what we had to do from keeping the IDF from flooding.
Dude, that's crazy. It's just crazy. Maybe give them a price tag on how much it would cost to replace all that equipment, and the downtime, and the
Yeah,
loss of revenue.
yeah. The funny part too was that was the same room where like the modality batteries were too, like the MRI batteries and all that,
Oh, geez.
and the
So
MRI.
for so for anybody who's watching this and is in networking but is not anywhere near healthcare the way the three of us have been, um, the downtime on healthcare is catastrophic. So if they can't physically touch you, see you, talk to you, and in any way interact with you whatsoever, they don't. Well, one, they don't get to take care of you, right? They so your health care suffers because they
You
can't
know,
legitimately work with you because they have no paper. They have no paper to work with, right? So they essentially can't render care for you. Secondly, that means they don't make any money. They are completely like $0. Every minute that goes by is $0. So it is it's catastrophic. And the way these guys play Russian roulette with their equipment, it just blows my mind. Blows my mind.
oh, good times, good times. I think there was something else I wanted to ask about Netsim, but I can't remember.
I didn't know MRIs had batteries.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, they need like a whole separate room, not like well, yeah, pretty much a separate room for all the electrical needs for the electrical panels, the batteries for it, the helium.
Yeah, I mean, once that thing starts spinning up, man, it can't just stop on a
Oh
dime
yeah,
because it
yeah,
ran out of power, right? That thing's you gotta cycle that thing down.
yeah, and it is not cheap to replace an MRI. You're talking a couple $1 million.
Yep.
So all that electrical panel stuff goes down. It's not like you can just go easily replace it. You kind of need a whole new unit. But anyways, anything else to really bring up about Netsim itself? I mean, we talked about. I mean, we're back on it. I've been working on level design. Um, we're getting to a point now where, like you said, we're getting to closer to the post processing part
Hmm.
of the levels.
Yeah, the
Um,
back end, it's much easier now for us to iterate through back end code and even
yeah,
optimize it to put it back into C++. And yeah, I mean, yeah, there's challenges putting things back in, but we kind of have a cheat sheet of like C++ classes that play well inside of Unreal and Unreal blueprints. And what we try to do is we've matched those up with our C# classes, and so we have a whole conversion process. So we're not introducing things that can't be moved over quickly. But I don't know. I think other than that, it's really just fleshing out the story that goes with all the different levels, level by level,
yeah,
story element by story element. So, you know,
yeah, yeah. Because well, we were talking just last night about this. Because we've already got the first 9 levels fleshed out, and then we were talking about how I think once I get those in a good place, I'm just gonna start building set pieces, right?
mhm.
And then Kurt and I need to work together on, all right, what's the story gonna be, and how can I make network puzzles related to that on what we want to happen in each level.
Right, exactly.
So
And that's an interesting part of the whole game too. Like, you know, we just take the fact that we're trying to put in, if you would call it a puzzle mechanic, where you're basically having to put an end, cut the wire, strip it, put the end on, and crimp it properly, right, to create like a patch cable. So we're even trying to introduce that as kind of like a puzzle element or a fun, mini a mini game or something like that. So we've iterated through uh, a number of different ways to um, for that to happen, play out, like the gameplay mechanics of it. We're still dialing that one in and some others.
well, I think one of my favorite thing, and if I can get a little bit geeky in networking here, I think one of my favorite things is, I'll just take our first 9 levels, right? Where obviously there's a big chunk of our community that is interested in networking, wants to, get better at networking and do this, that have some understanding of what networking is. But my whole favorite thing about doing this is we also want to cater to people who may not know anything about networking, right?
Yep,
They
yep.
don't know what a VLAN is. They don't know what an IP address is. They don't Wi-Fi, like that's just the thing you get from your ISP, right? Like, so how do we introduce these concepts in an easy to understand manner, which
Mm-hmm.
is it's gonna be tough, right? We're probably gonna have to reiterate it a lot, like, because for us, like, yeah, we know what a VLAN is. That's easy as hell. But someone
Yeah.
coming into this blind, how do you teach
Well,
someone that?
even the cables, right? I mean, you got to get the cables just right, and you know, I mean, it's everything from the physical layer up. It's, I mean, I think for a good portion of the population, it's like magic, right? It just
Oh yeah,
happens, right? And I think that to your point, if we can introduce the topic, demystify it, make it easy to consume and understand, that maybe we reach out to a few extra people who now have a better understanding of how it all works, right?
yeah. Well, yeah, and you just made a good point about the cabling too, right? Like, um, I think I've talked about this before in previous Q&As and previous episodes of Walrus Watercooler. Our first level will have you have to wire up um, an office, right? An office with some cubicles, and like, so you know nothing about networking or cabling. How do you do that? How do you wire up, right? So in
Yeah.
our level, we're gonna sort of, it really will guide you through how to do it, right? Like, you have to look on the patch panel wall, where the cubicle is, and then go back into the network closet, match up the numbers from the patch panel in the wall to the patch panel in the IDF, and then cable it that way. And for someone who knows nothing about that, they're not going to know that off the bat. They're going to have their hand held.
Yeah, to some extent, if we ever get to a place, I just had this thought. If we ever get to a place where we got the money and the time, almost be I would almost like to remaster it to the point where, like, in certain scenes or events or puzzles or anything, if you click on like a little informational bubble, it actually launch a video, and the video would be like, okay, so you're working with a patch panel. Here's the concept behind it, and show like a real patch panel and how it all works, and that
Yeah.
physicality of it, right? I don't know. Just thinking out loud. That's if we ever get to that.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's what personally excites me about the game is teaching people how to do it. Like, obviously, we want to make a fun game, right? But like everything you do in the game is going to be related to a real world scenario. We'll just put it like that. Like, it will be something that you will come across in the life of a network engineer.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for sure.
Some of it may be a bit outlandish, but
Yeah, I mean,
it'll have to be. But
at the end of the day, we're trying to make a video game of the story, but also has that real, like we said, networking simulation in it, right?
yeah.
So,
I don't know, anything else we can talk about Netsim?
yep, just we'll put the trains chugging down the tracks again.
Can I? So there was something we actually did in 2025, that I would say would be a first for Walrus Game Studio. Um, so I'm holding up the Darkstorm Adventures book. Now, obviously, this came out last year in 2024, but
Yep.
I do want to brag a little bit that this year we actually got this on store shelves just at a local game store, and it's actually sold out. And I need to go talk to the owner if they want more copies of it.
Yep.
So,
So we our TTRPG sold.
yeah, which
Our module.
yeah, which I'll be honest, I never thought like it would sell a single copy, but
No, I think it's well written, and
yeah,
also to plug it, it was written so that it's compatible with Pathfinder 2 and D&D 5e, 6e, whatever you want to call that, right?
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It
so,
could be played with both 5e 2014 and 5e 2024.
and it's inside the book. Like inside the book itself, it will say there's a little 5e symbol
Yeah,
or a little
a little
PF
bit hard
symbol.
to see, but you can sort of see
there,
it.
there you go. So it suggests encounter
Yeah,
and creature levels for
and there'll be
you know.
certain skill checks as well too. Just
Yep.
so, yeah, it's yeah. Actually, when I went to my local game store a couple weeks ago now, that was actually one of the things that I didn't even know who this person was. Right, I had two different people come up to me, talk about it, and they said they liked that about the book. How you know you don't have to buy two copies of it because there's a lot of other companies that will hey, this is the 5e version of it, this is the Pathfinder version of it, which if I think if we wanted to be, I don't want to say greedy, we could have done the same exact thing, but
We could have, but that was, and again, I think it goes back to the core principles of our company that we were started talking about early on in the stream, and it's we want to create things that are fun and affordable, and we're not, we're not trying to squeeze every penny out of every situation. Right?
yeah.
It's just not us. So
Dante,
it
I
just
came Desmos 99999.
yay!
I don't know who that is. Is that someone
I
you
don't
know?
know. Not really. I mean, maybe. I shouldn't say that. I might. So, welcome, welcome to the stream.
Welcome.
Welcome, sir. I do not recognize the username. I apologize in advance or in the moment. But yay, you're here.
But yeah,
You know?
as far as our TTRPG stuff goes, granted that has taken a seat back, right? Because obviously with what happened in 2025, I know for the second book, it got really far along in the first draft, and then I think I got to a point where I had to just start cranking out maps to finish out the rest of it, and then once again 2025 sort of put a halt to everything. So it's I don't know. I think I probably want to work on it again in between when we're waiting on stuff for Netsim. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know there's going to be parts in Netsim where I'm not going to have anything to do personally while we're having to wait on other people, so I could just work on Darkstorm at that time. So, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
I gave my last copy away to a guy that I met that was into D&D, and
Nice.
he absolutely loved it.
Really?
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Dude, why do you doubt? It was well written.
Yeah.
Okay. It's got compelling storylines.
Well, I also had help with it too because you helped edit it.
Yes, I was your first pass editor on it and made suggestions, but like the encounter in the woods, dude, that is such the classic,
Yeah.
Moral dilemma, right? And it was masterfully written. No matter what you choose, it's not going to turn out well. So.
Well, and that's been the fun of even the second book too, because the second book is going to be a lot more expanded upon. We're going to have a whole naval system that we really need. Oh
God, we got to go back and replay that too.
Yeah, and then we need to actually play some D&D since I've actually have this set up behind me now. Oh, which talking about, so I had 2 more Kickstarters come in, like that I backed. I don't know how many years ago. So I got the 13th Age come in. I know nothing about it, but I backed it. It's just another.
Okay.
The art of it looks really good. Like it's like some old school D&D feel, like Larry Elmore type art.
Oh wow.
See if I can find like another full art page or something. Yeah, like look at that art. That looks really good.
Yeah, it does. Wow, that's actually really good art.
And then the other game I got, which probably won't interest you guys, but I know Zoe is dying to play it, is Ninja Turtles TTRPG. Zoe wants to play this so bad.
Well, I mean, if you needed a third or fourth thing,
Yeah.
I'd jump in just for the fun of it. But yeah, you're right. It's not pushing my button.
I mainly back that for Zoe because she is she's obsessed with Ninja Turtles, and they were re-releasing that to like a more modern, updated version of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm finally getting all these Kickstarters that I backed like 3 or 4 years ago too now.
Mm.
So we've got stuff we got to play. We just need to. That's what we need to do. We need to just set aside time to play, even if it's just the 3 of us. If we don't get a fourth, and we just stream it and play and fuck it, have fun.
Oh, I agree.
Have you ever had turtle soup?
No, I have not.
Really good. It's actually really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not made with turtles, is it?
Yes. 100%.
Bleh.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Different parts of the turtle taste like different other animals.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I've had alligator tail before, and that was like chicken.
Yeah, that tastes like chewy, like very chewy chicken.
Yeah.
You need to get down.
Fishy chicken.
I had deep fried alligator nuggets.
Yeah, I like alligator, but turtles, oh God, I don't know. because
Well,
turtles are my
you get
favorite
the alligators.
animals.
Yeah, but so you get the alligators fresh down there, and we have to ship them up here, frozen.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So we talked Darkstorm. We talked a lot about Netsim. Gave a update on Walrus. Like we're. I guess the thing is like we're not dead. We're still going.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Desmos, I mean, is there anything you want us to like? Got a question? Anything you want to talk about as it relates to the company or video games? Let me clarify that.
I'll take on philosophical questions. I'm fine with that.
oh, I've got a philosophical question for you guys. It just
Yeah.
so the other night I had the craziest dream. Um, and I can't stop thinking about it. So basically,
Where's this
myself.
going?
Well, hold on. I want to sort of ask you guys this, like, how would you act or what would you do in this kind of scenario? So, I had a dream where I time traveled to the past, and I had to convince people that I came from the future and that I wasn't crazy, and that so they wouldn't put me away. So
Okay.
it got me thinking, like, so how would you do that? Like, say this happened to you in real, for real, right? How would you do so
Huh.
without having people just say, "Oh, you're insane," and we're gonna lock you up?
Oh boy.
Because it's like almost anything you tell them, they're not gonna believe you. Like, so in my dream, I remember telling people like, so I went back to the 70s. So I was telling them like, oh, these are going to be the next few presidents, right? Like Reagan, George W, Bill Clinton,
Yeah.
George H. You know what I mean? Like, and these are the wars that will happen, and 9/11 and all that. So
I think what you have to do is maybe I mean, you're going to be stuck there. So it's not like you're there for like an hour a day, right? Like
yeah,
that you're stuck there. So if you're stuck there, you got to live it out. I would just keep this journal. Like I would literally, I think what I would do is I would go to somebody reputable, which is in this case, in this timelines, lawyers are, by the book. So I would just say, listen, I'm not crazy. Every week I'm going to come in here, pay for 1 hour of your time, and you're going to write down some things that I say. And that's it. We'll close the book. And then every week, and then after a while, some of those things are going to start coming true. And it's going to be like, okay, now have I convinced you, right, that I know what's going to happen? I am from there, and this is not going to, these are the things that are going to, like, these are things that will happen. I think that's how I would do it. You can't convince everyone. You're just going to have to get one or two people to just work with you over time and prove yourself out.
I like that.
that's really smart, actually.
I'm gonna take it in a similar direction. So if we're talking the 70s,
Yeah, it could be
going to go
any time period, right? Like I just picked because that's what happened to me in my dream, right? So
well, it would some things would certainly work in some periods and others it wouldn't, right? So
very true.
In the 70s, I would go to like Carl Sagan and explain to Carl Sagan what happened, because
damn,
he's one of the few people on Earth that would have an open mind and be able to, hypothesize what possibly could have happened to have you land here.
Yeah, brilliant. I think that's actually
that's a really good idea too. Is Stephen Hawking around yet, or was he a kid during this time?
Yeah.
No, Hawking's around.
Yeah, he's in England probably. But.
He's in England, and he's He's just now starting to be debilitated with that disease.
Okay. I couldn't remember how old he'd be in the 70s, but no, those are two really good ideas. Like, it's, yeah, you find someone who's open-minded enough, and then, I mean, obviously the easy thing to do would, pull the Biff Tannen and, get rich off it, but
that's still not that's not going to convince anybody. That's just going to
convince anybody, but
yeah, they're just going to say he's just the luckiest man ever lived.
Yeah.
Right. That's all that's going to say. Why, that almost sounds like a video.
Well, that could be a really fun, like, role-playing game, in a sense, right? Like,
or that, right?
Well, I'm thinking, right? Like, what's the type of game I'm thinking of? Oh God, I don't know. All I can see is like, yeah, the player travels back to the past and they basically have to survive and not get caught and try to blend in, but figure out a way to go back, maybe without altering the timeline or something, or I don't know. Oh God, that would be a huge undertaking too.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Monstrous undertaking. So, yeah.
No, those were two great answers. Yeah, because I was just thinking about. I've been thinking about that ever since I had the dream, where just I mean, like most dreams, right? You tell everybody like what's gonna happen, and everybody in the dream was like, yeah, right. Donald Trump would never be president. That's insane.
Yeah, boy, that whoever had that on their bingo card, they won big.
Oh God, I know.
Oof. Jeez. Let's see what else.
I
don't know. Video games, TTRPG. Well, the second one. So, what's interesting about the TTRPG stuff, especially the world that we're creating, right?
Oh yeah, I was working on that a little bit today, actually.
Right, it's pretty amazing. Some of the, if you want to call them biomes or regions of the world, it's really getting fleshed out pretty well. I mean, God, I got a thing, don't I?
Well, you guys, I don't know how often you guys have gone into our World Bible, but you all have access to it. Because you got to see, like, I mean, just today, I just updated, like, all the maps and stuff, reorganized it a little bit, and then there's also the, God, that is one book I almost can't wait to write, like a world setting book. Because I mean, not only are we using this world Bible type thing for our own games, right, that we're playing, but it also like once we get a few more modules out there, we could release a setting book for it.
Yeah. Plus there's always the blade auction, man. I love that idea so much. Right? So, anybody's watching this, the blade auction would be a TTRPG module, which is just, it's, was it the Long Marches, right?
West Marches?
West Marches.
Yeah.
West Marches style, where like every chapter is its own mini adventure. So this, if you have players that come and go from your table, you can just run these over and over and over. Scale the difficulty up or down chapter as you need. And you know, it's a fun concept on a TTRPG module. You know, it's not like it's less of a linear progression through the book. It's more of it's almost like the Pathfinder Kingmaker.
Well,
The
it
first part of it.
also. I think we were also talking about. I'm looking for the D&D book that it reminded me of.
The Yawning Portal.
Yeah. Where do I not have that one?
Dude, you gotta have I have the Yawning.
I thought Tales from the Yawning Portal. There we go. Yeah. So it really reminded me of this book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, where it's quick little one-shot adventures, which, I mean, we've done a few of them.
We have.
And I know there's even some that will, and didn't you write one that will even fit in, like, somewhere in between here? In the first Darkstorm book?
Yeah. There's even one targeted at that.
Yeah. Which, I mean...
It's the bank heist.
Oh, wait, the bank heist or the prison break?
Oh, well, actually both, to be honest. To be fair and honest, they both would fit in that.
So,
but the prison break, yeah.
So the cool thing about it is, so for those, right, you could even run, like, the little side quest while playing this, right?
Uh-huh. Absolutely.
So.
Sorry.
But, I mean, yeah, it's...
Dude, I found it.
Okay.
Shadows of the First Flame.
Oh, the magic system that we were talking about?
No, I thought you wanted the campaign that we started playing.
Yeah, about all the finding the magic flames and all that, and how magic got it. Yeah. Okay, yep, that's what I wanted.
Yeah. Yeah, your day starts in the city you live in. Every day you go about your business and notice an elderly person on a park bench. Remember that?
Yep.
So yeah, I found it. I absolutely found it.
Awesome.
Is that Dustin?
No.
Who was that?
Is that Kurt?
I didn't see it. Must have been links.
Oh.
It must have been.
But yeah. So it's, I mean, even our TTRPG stuff, we've got stuff lined up. I mean, I think a lot of it is just time, and granted, a lot of our focus right now is mainly Netsim. And I think, like I said before earlier, I think I'm going to start working on Darkstorm again in between when I'm waiting on stuff for Netsim, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So
I like to do my little map doodles for like a half an hour while I'm sitting there trying to fall asleep. Open up Incarnate, doodle some more on the map, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, eventually I'll get a tablet and a stylus so I can draw more maps easier besides the mouse.
Yeah, I should probably do that too. Boy, that would make it so much more convenient to work on that.
Yep.
Oh shit, that reminds me. I got a busy frickin' day tomorrow, man.
Well, do we want to wrap things up here?
Yeah, I mean, if we're not going to hand out any peace awards, we might as well go.
Oh, well, we've got the Peeplet Peace Award for best gnome.
All right, so this year's winner of the Peeplet Peace Award is Peeplet,
Well,
right?
Peeplet Shortdow, the seventh mage of Mysidia. No, seventh and
Yeah.
oh fuck, what's his whole title? God, I forgot it. Hold on, let me find it.
It's never the same anyway. It's always different.
Seventh Mage of Mysidia, sixth in line to succeed the Archmage of Mysidia, Master Conjurer of the Aspartia Council of Magic, Wizard of the 13th Order of the Purple Walrus, and Inheritor of the Magic of Aspartia.
Yes, that's Peeplet. Also known as a hedge wizard and or party magician.
Yes, because he sucks.
Because he sucks. I guess I'll just close it out with saying this. By no means am I giving up on Netsim or any other video games that Walrus Game Studios is currently or in the future going to work on. We just had a rough patch this year. Just a real shit year. Kind of kicked us in those places that hurt a lot, and we had to deal with it.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're not alone.
Yeah. By all accounts, we are definitely not alone.
Yeah, so just thank you everyone for coming out, watching this video. We're hoping to do more, more of these next year. I'm gonna even just try to stream myself, just heck, even if it's just doing boring stuff in Unreal or making Visio diagrams and stuff, just to try to keep in touch with the community here. That, I mean, crap, we're up to over 500 people in our Discord, which still blows me away, and we get new people joining like almost every day.
Yeah. We got a giant. Our Steam wish list is through the roof. I just honestly stunned by it. Yeah. So, although the game's not out yet, I mean, thank you everyone for wishlisting it. Thank you everyone for continuing to believe in us, even though times get tough, and sometimes it's hard to think that we're still working on it, but we are. And just hang in there. We'll get something in your guys' hands. And the demo will be, it's a free demo. We're not charging anything for the demo.
Correct.
And we're trying to make it interesting too, not just a kind of quick demo, but something that, with a little bit of playability to it. So,
yeah.
Hang tight.
Anything you want to say, Kurt?
I think the lesson that we've learned is we probably announced our plans too soon. To make you guys wait, a lot longer than you probably want to, and that's a learning curve for us. We've never worked on games before. This is our first one, so that's a lesson learned for sure.
Yeah. I second that.
Yeah, agreed. All right, everyone. Well, thank you all for coming by and listening and watching. Hope you all have a good night and Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Yep, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Happy Festivus.
Oh, that's right. Happy Festivus for the rest of us.
That's right. Well, should we maybe we shouldn't end stream yet. Maybe we should begin with the airing of grievances.
We should do a separate stream just for that. Have some shots and all that ready. Get a little drunk, because I've got some problems with you all. Right?
I've got some problems with a lot of you, and I'm not talking to the people on Discord, and I'm not talking to our people on Steam. I'm talking to the whole universe out there.
We should do that. Get some shots,
dude.
Get wrecked on stream.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I get just a smidgy political? Maybe just a little smidgy.
Oh God.
Smidgy?
Right now or during the thing?
No, right now. I
Are,
just say
are,
this: we are vastly apolitical as a group of people. Walrus Game Studio is just about reality. So, if you ever think there's an underlying agenda with us, there's not. We're realists and we live in reality land, and we take all kinds of pot shots at all kinds of people. Is that fair?
Yep.
Mostly at Matt.
Mostly at Matt.
Because I'm the one who lives in Florida and all the crazies are here. Though it's starting to be Ohio's not too far behind.
No,
True.
we're not. We're not.
Yep.
At least
Thanks for
Down
bringing
there,
that up.
down there it's the heat. Up here it's the cold. Man.
all I'm gonna say is I'm gonna end it with this: is at least my state isn't trying to end dual citizenship.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
All right, let's end it there before we start getting even further into the shit, because Dante will start ranting.
Well, I think what would happen is like everybody from every stripe would just be out like, wait a second, they're talking about me. We are equal opportunity.
Equal
That's how I
opportunity
would-
shit talkers.
Yes, absolutely. All right, everyone. Merry Christmas,
right.
Happy Festivus. If we do another one before the end of the year, it will definitely be drinking and will be to discuss our grievances.
Yes. All right, have a good night, everybody.
Bye,
All right.
guys.
See ya.